your local news leader.
Our officers are mourning today. We ask you to give the opportunity to mourn until they can heal. This is a tragedy for us.
Good evening, I'm Lauren McCoy.
And welcome in, everyone. I'm Chad Sabity. Thank you for joining us for Fox 44 News First at 9 o'clock. And we begin with tonight's breaking and somber news as the Baton Rouge Police Department is mourning the sudden death of one of its officers. And just within the past hour and a half, officials detailing the tragic sequence of events.
Corporal Shane Totty was killed during a traffic accident while escorting a funeral procession this afternoon. Fox 44's Tisa Muzinga joins us live from BRPD headquarters with the latest. Tisia.
Chad, Lauren, good evening. Chief Murphy Paul and Sheriff Sid Gotro say this is a sad day for law enforcement. Both of them were seen holding back tears as they confirmed the death of Officer Totty. Now, officers were called to the scene at 2:45 this afternoon. Police say Corporal Shane Totty was seen providing an escort for a funeral procession. Then a black truck pulled out in front of him and hit him. He was later taken to the hospital. He was taken to Our Lady of the Lake, where he later died. If you recall, Totty was at the hospital nearly a year ago after being shot. Now, Chief Paul said the doctor who performed surgery on him last year was performing surgery on Totty this evening.
Sad day today. You know, it just highlights, you know, how our police officers put their lives on the line every day.
Our heartfelt condolences go out to a loss of a fellow brother officer, and you know, it's unfortunate, but that goes along with the territory when you're in law enforcement. And but we ask that you remember him and his family in your prayers.
As for the driver, Sheriff Sid Gotro says they can't go into a lot of detail. All we know is that there are pending charges, and they are waiting to hear back from officials to hear if the driver had any alcohol in him or was under the influence. But right now, BRPD is asking everyone to say a prayer for the families. We're talking about the wife and the one-year-old baby. Chad and Lauren, back to you.
All right, Tisia, thank you. People across the parish are reacting to Corporal Totty's death. Mayor President Sharon Weston Broome released a statement this evening saying, in part, quote, "My heartfelt condolences go out to the family, friends, and fellow officers of Baton Rouge Police Corporal Shane Totty. Our community mourns Corporal Totty, one of BRPD's best and brightest young officers who was wholly dedicated to serving the people of Baton Rouge." The mayor continued to say she has ordered flags at all public buildings in the parish to be flown at half-staff in honor of Corporal Totty.
We also have new information tonight as the 21-year-old man accused of brutally killing 5 people, including his own parents, just last weekend, is now back here in Louisiana.
Fox 44's Amber Smith is live at the Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office, where Dakota Terrio is waiting to be transferred to Livingston Parish. Amber.
Well, Lauren and Chad, 21-year-old Dakota Terrio, an accused mass murderer, is now back in Louisiana. He was very tight-lipped during this perp walk, not answering any of the questions that us reporters were throwing his way. What we do know is that he flew in from Richmond County, Virginia, where he had his first court appearance this morning. During that appearance, he declined to fight his extradition back to Louisiana. We're told Terrio confessed to killing his parents, girlfriend, her dad, and her brother, but the motive is still unclear at this point. Authorities say Terrio will spend some time right here in Ascension Parish. At a later date, he will head to Livingston Parish. Both sheriffs spoke very briefly, but very few details coming from what they told us tonight. We'll continue to keep you updated, but for now, live in Ascension Parish, I'm Amber Smith.
Amber, thank you very much. You can also find updates on our website, brproud.com. Tonight, a man sits in jail after reportedly getting into a fist fight with a student at a Baton Rouge high school. Investigators say this man, John Williams, is a custodian at McKinley High. They say a few students walking by Williams began making fun of his appearance. We're told Williams and one of the students initiated a fight, and when a knife fell out of Williams' pocket, he pointed the knife at the student. Investigators do say they told him that he did so to make the students back away. Williams faces a number of charges, including aggravated assault with a dangerous weapon. And now an update to a story we first told you about a couple of weeks ago. U.S. Senator Bill Cassidy's plan to use drug cartel money to fund the border wall is now proposed legislation. It's called the Making Drug Cartels Pay For It Act, and Senator Cassidy introduced it on Capitol Hill today. Cassidy's plan sidesteps the spending bill issue, which caused the shutdown because the funds do not come from Congress, but rather from bonds issued out of the hundreds of millions of dollars in the Treasury forfeiture fund. Cassidy also spoke to the president about his plan and says the president seems open to it. We will continue to watch the bill's progression.
While federal employees have received paychecks with back pay for the government shutdown, hundreds of thousands of federal contractors are still out of luck and hurting. The nation's longest government shutdown is over, but federal contractors continue to feel the pain. Congress already approved back pay for federal employees, but contractors like food service and janitorial workers, many who make at or near the minimum wage, are so far left high and dry.
They lost those hours, and in some cases they even still came to work and didn't get paid. That's just not right.
With another government shutdown looming, Warner is pushing to pass his legislation soon.
Well, it's the only time Washington is early for anything, they say. We're talking about Washington Mardi Gras, known for being the best party of the year. Washington Mardi Gras is currently going on now and continues through the weekend. Drew Petrimo reports on the preparations for the big celebration at the Washington Hilton Hotel that has its very own crew, the Mystic Crew of Louisiana. And this year's king, Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy.
If years past are any indication, the nation's capital is about to get a heaping helping of Louisiana soul. Washington Mardi Gras draws thousands of Louisianans every year. It's a three-day celebration, and the chairman, Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy, says it's pretty darn close to the real thing.
If you've never been to Mardi Gras, it blows your socks off. If you've been to Mardi Gras, you say, this is good.
But it's more than just a party. Friday afternoon, a business forum highlighted the state's economy. Every member of the Louisiana delegation was on hand, as was Governor John Bel Edwards.
People say, why not Mardi Gras in Louisiana? Because Mardi Gras in Louisiana is all over the state. D.C. Mardi Gras is entirely here.
Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin spoke to the crowd and took questions. He said the Trump administration is working to boost Louisiana's energy sector. Congressman Ralph Abraham.
The D.C. Mardi Gras is a wonderful venue to get all the major business leaders of the state in one spot.
But when night falls, the scene changes, and Washington gets to see what Louisiana is all about.
There is no better business people in the world than Louisiana people, but there also is no better party than what we do here at D.C. Mardi Gras.
In Washington, I'm Drew Petrimo.
Well, you may have noticed plenty of people wearing red today, including us here at Fox 44, and it's all for a great cause. Today, hundreds of women gathered for the Go Red for Women luncheon at the Raising Cane's River Center. The event is held to raise awareness of heart disease, the #1 killer of women, and it raises money for the American Heart Association.
I think it's just incredible to have the opportunity to be involved with the event today. Heart disease is such a big problem in our community, especially for women. It hits home personally. My mom has heart disease, and that runs in our family. So one of the reasons I went into this field is to help people make those lifestyle changes to help prevent and help treat heart disease.
If you want to learn more about heart disease and how you can get screened, just head on over to our website, brproud.com.
Super Bowl Sunday's rapidly approaching, but members of Who Dat Nation are planning to boycott this weekend's big game. Many Saints fans still in mourning over what we consider an unfair and unfortunate end to the 2019 season. Fox 44's Crystal Whitman has Who Dat Nation's game plan.
It's no secret that many Who Dat fans love their team, and when the New Orleans Saints lost their chance at the Super Bowl because of a blown referee call, many in the Who Dat Nation exploded with outrage.
Are you watching the game Sunday?
I'm watching the game Sunday.
Why?
Because I've never missed a Super Bowl for as long as I can remember.
They cheated because one guy was coming and then the Rams guy came in before the Saints guy even touched the ball.
While many around the Crescent City may be turning their heartbreak into an anti-Super Bowl celebration, a number of businesses right here in the capital city will be finding a way to party on.
We've got upstairs and downstairs. We've got the Londoner Pub and Grill downstairs, and we have the Smiling Dog upstairs. There's a big pull-down screen projector upstairs, lots of TVs, lots of fun games up there, pool, shuffleboard, so on and so forth. So, you know, we'll see who comes out for the big game.
The Saints fans hope their Choppa-style spirit will lead them to a Super Bowl in 2020 instead. Crystal Whitman, Fox 44 News.
Well, that's just true. The Saints are going to win it all next year. We know that. Well, here is a viable option for Houdat Nation. The Blackout and Gold Saints Line Parade will roll through the New Orleans French Quarter during the Super Bowl this Sunday. The carnival will be from 2 o'clock in the afternoon through 4, running through Jackson Square down Bourbon Street. It should be a lot of fun. And speaking of the big game in Atlanta, a lot of big things happening, and tonight we're catching up with some of those big marquee names on hand for Super Bowl 53.
Andrew Martin joins us live from Atlanta with all of those details. Andrew.
Chad and Lauren, good evening to you. Yeah, we are just 2 days away from Super Bowl 53 here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. 2 days. There's only one place in Atlanta to go to find all of the big names talking about the big game.
It's the Zach Gelb Show right here on CBS Sports Radio. Now going to spend a few minutes talking to the real deal Holyfield, the 4-time heavyweight champion.
Radio Row.
We're talking my language now. I'm not talking wide receiver, I'll talk to you.
The place to be during Super Bowl week. Over 200 stations in one room, all talking about Super Bowl 53.
The weapons are there.
I'm just going for a good football game.
35-21 Patriots. I'll say this, you walk into Radio Row, you never know who you're going to run into, where you're going to go, wow, I can't believe they're here.
The current stars are here.
Most valuable podcast in all the podcasts here at the Super Bowl.
Guys like Patrick Mahomes and Alvin Kamara, as well as all-time great Jerry Rice, Super Bowl 43 MVP Santonio Holmes, and Super Bowl winning player and head coach Tony Dungy.
To see how this game has grown from Super Bowl 13, we flew in on Wednesday, we played the game, it was a big game, but it was just like another game, and now 40 years later, it's just incredible.
I'm more so getting the questions and stares of amazement that Santonio Holmes is actually walking past me, you know, and I remember that catch 10 years ago, and to see him here at Radio Row answering these questions.
And this year, even our own Next Star Nation is front and center on Radio Row.
Next Star Nation has made the most emphatic entrance to Radio Row. I mean, we're here in full force doing a live stream every single solitary day leading up to the big game.
That live stream is called Big Game Bound. You can watch it tomorrow starting at 1 p.m. Eastern right here on our website. And by the way, Chad and Lauren, I've been to the Super Bowl a couple of times. Radio Row keeps getting bigger and bigger every year. Guys, back to you.
All right, Andrew, thank you very much. A lot of eyes on Super Bowl 53 this weekend, but tonight, especially here in Baton Rouge, a lot of eyes on Fox 44, Hell's Kitchen, and this man to my left, local chef Chris Motto, Mansour's on the Boulevard. Chris, welcome back once again.
Thank you.
Shocking news on tonight's episode. For those who did not see, Chris put himself in the Final Four up for elimination to exit the show. The big question, why?
It's just what felt right. You know, you got to trust your gut. I wasn't done in Baton Rouge. I want to elevate this town and teach everybody all the things that I was able to learn over there.
Your announcement tonight really caught Chef Gordon Ramsay a little bit by surprise, off guard, but he showed you nothing but love, and the way it was presented was fantastic. As we look at the video, he seemed to have nothing but respect for you and your decision, not just your culinary skills, but the idea of you taking that skill set back here home, back to the capital city, being Baton Rouge proud, and knowing that you can truly make a difference back here at home.
He's become such a mentor to me. It's definitely a mutual respect. So I do appreciate that coming from him, though.
And I know he told you to give him a call as soon as things kind of wrap up as well.
Yeah, that's a foreseeable thing to happen in the future. But right now, you can find me at Mansour's, and we'll be cooking it up.
Some of the best food in the city. Now, a lot of viewers out there are saying, Chris, we get that you love here at home, but $250,000 or cooking in Vegas. But like you said, it just didn't feel right to you for your best interest and the best interest of your growing family.
No, absolutely not. Just got married in October. It's an amazing woman. I'm looking forward to spending time with her. and Vegas just didn't seem like the place for us. No soul in Vegas, you know? I wanted to be right here and continue this right here that I've been working hard on with the rest of the guys in my kitchen and everyone else.
And finally, just detail what Baton Rouge means to you. Obviously, being from Louisiana and, you know, getting married here and maybe starting a family here, just the culinary scene, how you and fellow chefs have been able to take it to the next level, and what you've learned on this experience to help grow what you've already built as a foundation.
Absolutely seen a growth in the culture of the food scene around here. Over the last several years working at Mansour's, people have gotten much more adventurous eaters, and you know, they're willing to try other things, and the food's just getting better and more refined. So I'm loving seeing that all together. And Baton Rouge is on the rise, so it's good to get some positive news about Baton Rouge on national television, right?
Absolutely. The episode was titled "What's Your Motto?" and we know what Mr. Chef Chris Motto's motto is, and that's to take care of his own and represent the capital city in Baton Rouge.
Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations, sir. You had one heck of a run on Hell's Kitchen. Still to come tonight, another edition of Hidden History. We learned about a reverend who organized his own civil rights demonstrations and later marched with Dr. King. We'll share those details.